Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining me today. This webinar is about fine art wedding photography and how to master this style. So just to begin, a little bit about me. I'm Emma, I'm a fine art wedding and portrait photographer. I'm based in the UK, but I cover events and weddings all around the world. So I've had over 10 years experience working in various creative industries. I started out working in model agencies, graphic design agencies, and I spent a good few years working as a fashion photographer. I then moved into wedding photography and found my true passion working in the fine art niche and shooting beautiful events and for brands. So during this time, I've also used my skill set to mentor numerous photographers and help to elevate their businesses to another level. I've also been published in so many different blogs around the world, including Magnolia Rouge and Wedding Sparrow. And I want to give you the tools to help you get your images published too. So over the past 10 years, I've created a photography business that has developed into a fine art brand that I'm so proud of. It's been published in some of the best wedding blogs in the world, and I've had the opportunity to travel and shoot some amazing events. So alongside this, I've mentored numerous photographers at all different stages of their careers and helped to build their businesses and build a better brand. I found that the same topics and questions came up time and time again, so I decided to put all this into one place and create a series of online mentoring courses for photographers that want to develop their skills in the fine art photography style. So a little bit about the fine art photography approach. So fine art photography, the images that you will probably associate with this are often really light and airy in pastel tones. They're very feminine and soft. They have a very timeless quality and almost look like a piece of art. You often associate fine art photography with weddings, but it can also be applied to portrait work, studio work, or still life imagery. The images are often very natural and captured in soft lights, and you don't often see images that are in really harsh colours or with strong contrast. The images are often very stylized and magazine worthy. My fine art philosophy is that for every job that I want to create the most beautiful visual representation of a wedding, event, product or brand, and I want to give you the mindset to be able to do this too. So do you love the fine art photography style but find it hard to reproduce? If this resonates with you, I want to give you the knowledge and mindset to create beautiful fine art imagery and attract the clients that you deserve. So a little bit more about my Capturing Light course. Do you feel like you put all your time and energy into your photography business, but frustratingly aren't creating the kind of images that you want? The Capturing Light course provides you with the mentoring and guidance to take your photography to the next level. Does this sound familiar? I've also been there too. I spent so many years struggling with my photography and not creating images that I loved, but once I started to understand how photography really works and how to edit my images and shoot in a certain style, I started creating images that I loved that started to get noticed and that began to get published in really high-end wedding blogs. So I created these courses to share my knowledge and give you the mindset to become a fine art photographer and to really elevate your portfolio. So my aim throughout the mentoring series course is I want you to help to achieve the fine art photography style and build a brand that you really love, that you're really proud of. In the Capturing Light course, you'll learn my methods to capture images with intention and master the fine art photography style. So a little preview of my course for you today. So I wanted to give you a few tips on how to master the fine art photography style. These are just a few basic principles that I apply to every shoot or wedding that I do, and that are the basic groundings for the fine art method. So firstly is your camera settings. So you can't just make a bad image look good with editing or a preset. It's not magic. You need to get everything right in camera first. So firstly, by putting your model in the right setting, but then adjusting your camera settings. So the biggest way to do this is to use a wide open aperture to allow a lot of light to get in your image. I recommend using somewhere between 1.2 to 2 and then adjust the rest of your settings to get the desired look. So in my course I go over this in a lot more detail, but just as a basic, this is a really good starting point. So number 2, which is equally as important, is to make sure that you have good light. The most beautiful fine art images are glowing with light, and they're often really soft and diffused. So you need to learn how to find this kind of light and how to capture it. If you study images in the fine art style, you'll notice that they often look very soft and make skin tones look really flattering. So in my course I go over how to find these kind of lights and how to capture them. And number 3, a fine art photography colour palette. So a fine art colour palette is really soft, often in pastel tones, and really light and natural. So you need to hunt out these kind of colours, even if that's in the clothes that your subjects wear or with the backdrops. And then in combination with soft light, you'll be well on the way to starting to get a fine art looking portfolio. And then number 4, you really need to master your fine art editing style by using images that inspire you as a reference to begin with. So what this means is maybe going on Pinterest, finding fine art images, film photography images, maybe create a mood board and put all these together to edit your images alongside. And then if you struggle to get your images to look bright and airy on your own, you might want to have a look into buying presets that already will do this for you. In the course I go over the presets that I use and love, and also I include some editing tutorials to how to use them as well. And then finally, my 5th step is curation. Like, you need to see each photograph that you produce as a piece of art, and then you'll soon start thinking more as a fine art photographer. Create a connection with your subject and capture that moment. You need to create your portfolio just to show your strongest work, and then you'll attract the right kind of clients. So are you ready to take your photography to the next level and create beautiful, inspirational imagery? I want to share today my secrets with you to create beautiful fine art photographs. Do you have the dream of becoming a published photographer, maybe traveling the world, capturing destination weddings? I can give you the tools and mindset to elevate your photography business and create an aspirational business and portfolio, attracting those dream clients. The Capturing Light course covers photography techniques, editing tutorials, and advice to help you create luminous fine art images. So, in my Capturing Light course, these are a few of the things that I will teach you. I will give you an understanding of how to use light and composition to create images that glow. I teach you how to meaningfully photograph your subjects and give clients a luxury experience. I give you the mindset to attract high-end wedding clients. I'll also give you the techniques of fine art photography editing using Lightroom to edit and develop a consistent workflow for your work. I teach you how to edit your digital images to look like film, how to understand tones, and create images you love and want to share. Can you imagine finally achieving the tools and mindset to create a fine art portfolio to attract your dream clients and give you the work-life balance you dream of? If you're interested in signing up to the Capturing Light course, I'd love to chat to you more. Feel free to message me on Instagram or just drop me an email if you have any questions. Also, as a special offer for webinar attendees, I'm giving you a special discount code today. So the usual price of $150 would just be £99 today. And if you want to find out a bit more, you can visit the course website here as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this useful, and I hope to see you over in the course community soon. Bye, take care.